End every workout the right way with Core Power. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Recover and build lean muscle with Core Power.
Hi, welcome to your neighborhood pharmacy.
Hi, I've got a prescription for diabetes test strips. How much is the copay?
Well, it depends on your type of commercial insurance and factoring in your yearly spend, subtracting the deductibles, also depending on your monthly allowance.
Why can't there be a better option?
Or you could try Contour Next test strips. A 35 count's only $19.99 over the counter and proven to be highly accurate. Go to contournext.com/radio to see if over-the-counter strips are a more affordable option for you.
I think I'll try Contour Next.
Welcome to the Hypothalamic Amenorrhea podcast. I'm Danny Sheriff, your host, certified fertility awareness practitioner, functional nutrition counselor, and founder of the HA Society, and of course, an HA recovery coach who has walked where you currently are walking. This is the place to come if you care about getting your period regularly. This podcast aims to educate, inform, and keep you motivated on your period and HA recovery track. So let's dive in. But last thing, nothing on the show should be taken as medical advice, so please seek the advice of your physician. Hey, if you are listening to this audio right now, that means that the doors to the Restore program and the HA Society are currently open, but only for a few days. So the Restore program this is the first time we've ever run it. Ashley and I have taken everything that we've learned from the past few years, working with lots and lots of women to get their periods back, optimize their cycles, get pregnant, taking everything we've learned from that, put our heads together and made our dream 10-week program. Like if we were going to take women from point A to point B, which is no period to having a period, how would we work them through a step-by-step program? So the goal of this is to give you everything you need to know about nutrition, exercise, and movement, but all with a super strong emphasis on restoring your relationship with your food and your body and having you do it alongside other people who are also going through the exact same thing with you. This is extremely crucial for feeling like you're not alone and having accountability. And that accountability piece is also a huge part of this program. So we're not just throwing some self-guided program at you and telling you to follow the modules. You'll be showing up each week and or listening to the replays if you can't make it and doing the homework, doing the assignments, participating and staying on course. And we are going to be there with you, working with you, holding your hand through this, answering your questions. We'll even be doing some food reviews where you can submit your food log and we'll give you any kind of feedback or tips to add and build upon it to help make sure that you are definitely moving in the right direction for recovery. So I hope that you will join us. The Restore program is only open for a few days. So if you're listening to this audio now, make sure you go join thehasociety.com/join. Learn more about the program there. Sign up. It's only $25. It's not a huge commitment, but I want you to make a huge commitment to yourself that this is the time that you will be fully committing and getting that bloody period back that you've been working so gosh darn hard to get. We're there for you. We got what you need, and we cannot wait to see you in the group. Okay, on with the show. By the way, that's thehasociety.com/join. Don't forget, links in the show notes. Okay, now you can go back to the show.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Danny Sheriff, fertility awareness method practitioner, certified functional nutrition counselor, and I'm here today to talk to you about Schisandra, which is the very third adaptogen in our Adaptogens for HA Recovery series. Before I jump in, first of all, please subscribe to this channel, super duper helpful. And second of all, big thank you to Elizabeth, our amazing resident researcher who helped me compile a whole bunch of the facts, references, and stats to go along with this episode. If you're interested in other adaptogens that I talk about in previous episodes, please go through my channel and look for them. We talked about rhodiola and ashwagandha, as well as an introduction to adaptogens episode. So let us dive in. Schisandra, What is it? Schisandra is an adaptogenic plant in the form of a bright red berry, and it's native to Asia. The peel and pulp of the fruit have a sweet and sour taste, while the seeds taste spicy and a little bit salty and bitter. There's about 30 different species of Schisandra, but today we're actually going to be focusing on the Chinesis, Schisandra chinesis, because that one is actually the most beneficial for medicinal purposes. Unlike other plants, Schisandra is actually high in phytohormones, fatty acids, and lipids. The most relevant of them being the active substances, which are the phytohormones, minerals, phytotesterols, proteins, unsaturated fatty acids, and vitamins. But what is it actually good for? So this supplement has been used in Chinese and Korean traditional medicine since like 2600 BC, and it shows anti-cancer, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-fatigue benefits. And it does this by activating diverse pathways inside of the body. Very similar to how many of the other adaptogens that we've talked about work, but has subtle differences that make it potentially more beneficial for you over others. So multiple studies also demonstrate benefits in the combination of using Schisandra with exercise. The active compounds may also promote liver metabolism and help to regulate the functions of steroid receptors. The 5 areas of application for Schisandra traditionally include organic inflammation, especially inflammation of the liver, psoriasis, and kidney inflammation. Immunological disorders as well, so for example, infectious diseases, stress, or congenital immune deficiencies. Neuronal disorders, for example, memory impairment, nerve weakness, insomnia, and even some restlessness. And then cardiovascular failure, right? So cardiovascular disorders in general, so failure, arrhythmias, and even just burnout. And then lastly, and most importantly to us maybe, is hormonal disorders, so libido issues, PMS, menopausal issues, and infertility. The active substances inside of Schisandra are liganes. So liganes have a variety of positive effects on the body, and these are those phytohormones. They act as an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, and they have this disinfecting, immune strengthening, and nerve calming properties. These phytohormones also have sleep and calming effects. I'm actually going to start using them because, I had COVID a year ago. I maybe still have some symptoms, and I think that it would really help me with that immune support. And they significantly impact fertility and virility. And that's interesting to me. And I'm also having some libido challenges myself, so I'm extra interested in this. The minerals and trace elements found in Schisandra are essential in human body functions. The most important ones found in the berry are cobalt, iron, iodine, which most people are deficient in, calcium, potassium, magnesium, sodium, phosphorus, selenium, and zinc. Now I want to take a second to point out that every one of those are on the list for you to take. If you have been on the pill for a significant amount of time as well, you are very likely to be deficient in those things. But it's worth getting tested for sure. Other relevant compounds in Schisandra are phytotesterols. Those are plant substances that have a positive influence on blood vessels and the digestive system. Phytotesterols are membrane lipids that hinder the absorption of cholesterol in the intestine, which leads to lower blood cholesterol levels. They bind cholesterol in the intestine and therefore help the digestion of fat. This largely benefits the liver, which is the organ responsible for breaking down fats from foods. A 2016 study demonstrates significant improvement in the following areas. Triglycerides were lowered by 31%, total cholesterol lowered by 28%, low-density lipoprotein by 42%. High-density lipoprotein cholesterol was increased by 26%, and hepatic TC and TG were lowered by 27% and 28%. That led to the mitigation of fatty degeneration and neurosis of liver cells. In addition to the minerals, proteins are the main building blocks and energy providers of the fruit. This combination enhances its vitalizing effect on the body's metabolism. Proteins are also indispensable for the functionality of the immune system, as immune defense cells all consist of protein. So I'm always talking about protein, right? The same applies to white blood cells, which also include immune cells. Phytotesterols are very concentrated, especially in plants and fruits with a high fat content. In the case of Schisandra, these are predominantly unsaturated fatty acids, which are commonly referred to as the healthy fats, which provide anti-inflammatory, heart strengthening, vascular protective, blood purifying, and detoxifying properties. They sit primarily in the spicy bitter seeds and are mainly provided by linoleic acid. Other essential compounds of Schisandra are vitamins. The berry contains provitamin A, B, C, and E, which are ample inside of the red part of the fruit. Now, these vitamins are essential for our metabolism so it can keep up organ and systemic functions. Specifically, B vitamins and vitamins C and E are majorly involved in brain and nerve function. So if you're in particular a vegan or vegetarian who don't like to eat a lot of meat, Schisandra might also be an interesting option for you because you're sometimes missing out on those A's and B's when you don't eat sufficient red meat. Now, is it worth taking Schisandra for HA recovery specifically? Like all the other adaptogenic supplements, Schisandra on its own is not going to work as a magic potion to get your period back. You need to be eating enough and have all of the other foundations in place. But supplementing alongside other HA recovery strategies can be beneficial as it supports a variety of body function. The adaptogenic properties regulate the endocrine system by balancing energy in hormone-producing organs. The phytohormones in the berry have an estrogenic effect, which aids PMS and menopausal challenges, including bone density, which is a very common challenge inside of HA recovery, right? These studies don't mention it, but you can deduce how they would be connected. Who would it actually be good for? Now, Schisandra has a variety of health benefits with a wide application of areas, like we've already talked about. Studies have shown that supplementing with Schisandra extract can help women with hormonal imbalances to regulate the cycle and also women with menopausal symptoms by improving things like hot flashes, sweating, heart palpitations, all those good symptoms. The plant has also been effective in treating depression and anxiety due to the positive effect on the gut microbiome and the anti-inflammatory properties that it has. Since these are often issues during the early stages of HA recovery, this supplement could be beneficial for helping you to calm down your system, getting you into a place where you're going to have an easier time continuing their work with recovery. Let's talk about application and dosage. I personally take some pills by Gaia Herbs because it just is easier for me. I'm always on that route. But the fresh or dried berry should not be used in smoothies and desserts like other berries due to its load of active substances. And so that's part of why I just supplement with a pill version. And that's the most popular way to do it, right? In a capsule. And dosages can vary from 150 to 1,000 milligrams of extract per day and depend on the concentration and the manufacturer. It's best taken after meals with plenty of water. And Schisandra can also be prepared as a tea with a dosage of 1 to 2 teaspoons per cup. And you can have about 1 to 3 cups a day. The actual application of Schisandra shouldn't be long term and you should not exceed a duration of about 6 weeks. That's very important. The traditional dosage is 1 berry per kilo of body weight with a maximum dose of 15 grams per day. Overdosing leads to imbalances in hormones and metabolism. You just don't want these things, right? So don't risk it. Be really careful with how much that you're taking. The berry can also cause acid reflux in people with sensitive stomachs, and I know that's a lot of women in the recovery sphere. So I hope that this was helpful, guys. I know it was a lot of information. It was certainly a lot of information for me to just present right now. I even had to read it off a screen, which you could probably tell. But it's a really interesting thing to do. I just started yesterday. I finished up with ashwagandha. I thought that was really interesting. I may have gotten some benefits. And now I'm going to go off ashwagandha. I'm going to try 6 weeks of Schisandra, see what happens. Because I'm personally dealing with some libido challenges, things like that I want to get sorted out. So I've been working on it for a while. I am 2 weeks postpartum at the time of recording this, so all of that is being taken into account. But consider for you the context of your recovery, of your life, where you're at, how long you've been doing it, and specifically what are the emotional, mental, and physical challenges that are in the way of you doing the work you need to do. If you are highly, highly stressed and you think it might help, an adaptogen option might be for you. So please make sure that you go through all of the 3 options that we discovered and feel free to research others because there's plenty of others out there, and consider which 1, 2 max would you be interested in working into your routine, if any at all, to help. I hope this was helpful, guys. Please subscribe to this channel and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening today, guys. Please subscribe to the podcast, and if you could head to iTunes specifically and leave a rating or review, that would help so much because it makes it easier for other people with HA who are Googling around to find the podcast really easily. So if you do that, you're doing a service to all of the women.
Hi, I've got a prescription for diabetes test strips. How much is the copay?
That could take me a while to calculate. In the meantime, you should think about over-the-counter Contour Next test strips. You get 35 for $19.99, and they're highly accurate. For full details, visit contournext.com/radio.